best of the people, my heart beat true. Led by the hollow as arrows flew. Forge your heart like the iron bar, strong and renewed. And turn your back on the world that has turned it on you. And we'll walk, walk, walk for all our days. And never again shall the elven be bound as a shambling slave.
Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 2. I think they can hear everything. Let's find out.
Do you want to do like a mic check?
Mic check. 1, 2, 3.
No.
Okay, I can hear y'all. We're good.
Bet. Hell yeah.
Alright. So, before we get started, happy 4 years. Holy shit, y'all. And it's like to the day that we are playing. Like, I knew it was coming up, but thank you, Rosie. Alright. So, let's get started. Last time on Dawn of the Dales, our characters found themselves bound and blinded. Each of them had been captured by the Orlesian army and awaited execution, accused of crimes against the Empire. The mages were quick to provide the cover of fog, while Grey Warden Siobhan gave the army a stern talking to. Her comrade Hercule was reunited with his griffin, and together with the rest of the group, fled into the forest. With the aid of a mysterious stranger, they were able to escape the search parties and took shelter in an abandoned village. Their rescuer introduced himself as Atreus Thalracian, a scholar from Minrathous, who had come to the Dales in search of an ancient Tevinter artifact. He asked the party for their aid in contacting the nearby Dalish clans, but an agreement has not yet been reached. So if y'all remember, there was some flirting going on between Atreus and Siobhan as they were making up dinner for you all. So we will say that you all had a lovely dinner of stew. It was alright, considering the ingredients he had been able to acquire for the stew. If you didn't take a long rest already, do that. I know some of you, I think some people took damage, I don't remember. But if you did, recover your spell slots and your hit points, because we are going to start the next morning. Does anyone have anything in particular they want to RP with anyone?
This is a family show, so no.
Gross. That's my mother.
So yeah, things happen behind the scenes. And next morning, Atreus comes down the stairs of the small house that you guys are in. It's got 2 levels. A little bit of a limp. And he goes straight out the door, doesn't even, like, say good morning. He's up very, very early, like, with the dawn, and heads out for a bit. So it is just the group of you. You're welcome to scavenge in the kitchen or do whatever you need to do for breakfast. And yeah. What y'all got going on?
I'm definitely still asleep, so.
I think that if it's like close to dawn or just after, Davi would already be awake and outside somewhere with some space, running through some like warm-ups or drills with her spear.
All right. Anyone joining or doing other things?
Tam is definitely out there with her. He is notably not running through trails and is kind of falling asleep against a building watching, but not far.
I think Hercule would be kind of supervising Limon as she hunted for some breakfast. Finding a field mouse or something.
The mustache just makes it all so much better.
It really does. I'm going to
does.
do this every session.
It's great.
Siobhan is cleaning this house.
I expect nothing less.
It's filthy in this house.
I'm sure it is, considering he found it and just and just kind of moved in, didn't change much about it. What's Lark doing?
I think Lark, she's probably lurking about the house. Like, if Atreus left, she'd probably be, like, maybe trying to see if he has, like, a pack or anything that he left behind. She'd probably be trying to snoop his belongings and see if, see what she can find out about him.
Okay, you want to make an investigation check?
Sure. My other dice out of the way here. Oh, that's not great. Investigation. A 12.
Okay. So with a 12, you notice that his pack is gone, but there are still some things scattered about. So on the desk that is in here that Evan was looking at last time, there's the map of the forest, a very crude map that he drew up. And you also find his notes. And if you turn to the first page, there's several notes about the sword of what the fuck is his name? I have it here. I think, yeah, the sword of Cordelis Strachan.
Well, clearly someone knows what that means.
That's my great grandpappy.
So
I completely forgot about that lore drop.
Okay,
Yes.
so wait. So Hercule might know this, even though I don't. What?
Well, I'm gonna
Can I
roll
roll?
this to see if Lark has any idea.
Yeah.
No.
Nice.
Lark's just like, okay, notes.
Mm-hmm. You would recognize the name Draken, though, based on
Yeah,
Zakane.
like she recognizes that, but
Yeah.
like to her, it's just like, okay, so he meant what he said when he said he was looking for an artifact.
Mm-hmm. So what's Zakane doing?
He just wants some egg.
Eggs are too expensive in these trying times.
He's rich. He's a prince.
This is
He
true.
can afford some eggs. Let
Did
him
they
have
give
eggs.
him an allowance when he left the tower?
Just for eggs.
Just for eggs. Looking around in the kitchen, you do not find any eggs, unfortunately. There is a loaf of stale, crusty bread, and some dried meat. But you don't know what kind of meat it is. Mystery meat.
He just takes a bit of bread and he gives it a sniff. And he takes a piece of the meat and he just kind of wiggles it. And then he puts it together and very cautiously eats it like like an hors d'oeuvre that you just found at a party that you're not really sure what it is?
It's very hard and crunchy, and it hurts his mouth a little bit. At least when he bites into it.
He goes, spicy.
Is he the kind of person that thinks ketchup is spicy?
Probably. They're French.
I know.
In defense of the French, I can't believe I'm saying that sentence. They eat a lot of pickled things, so ketchup would not be spicy.
To a Zakane it is, though. Let's see. Other than that, I think, is Lark in the same room as him?
Yes. So it's like a small room. There is kind of like a back kitchen area, but it's more just like a prep station. And then the fire is out in the main room.
Okay, fair. That's fair. He's gonna go over to Lark and be like, bonjour. What are you? I can't see. I tried to do a French accent. I can't do it. I tried. It was there for a second and then it was gone.
He slips in and out of it because he's been away for so long.
Yeah, he's been in Kirkwall, so I could do a British accent again. So what are you reading?
Lark just looks over her shoulder at this human and just sort of gives you that look like papers.
That is such a fair point. People do tend to read papers. Unless there's some like scribbling on rocks, then people tend to read rocks, but that's not as common as papers. So you know what? That's an excellent, fair point.
Like, her eyes narrow. She can tell that you're mocking her.
He's not trying to.
To her, you're mocking her. It's just like, yes, people read papers. Would you like to read the papers?
What language is it in?
Callie, what language is this in?
The common language.
Common? Okay. The King's Tongue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sure, why not?
Lark will hand him the papers and then, like, walk away.
Aw, he just wants to make a friend.
I know. Lark she's not in the mood.
That's so fair. Alright. So he reads the paper. And same thing that you just told.
Yep, so he sees his scribbles about the Sword of Draken, how it was taken from Val Royeaux, and that kind of stuff.
He looks around looking for Lark, goes, I know him! Oh. And he looks back down the paper, goes, I know him.
So who else is in the room still then? It's Zakane, Lark.
So did we all sleep in the one room?
Yes. So you're in there sleeping. So are you woken up by him shouting, I know him?
Let's see. Does rolling high mean I woke up, or rolling mean I woke up?
We'll say rolling low.
I am asleep.
Okay. He is a heavy sleeper. So then, Siobhan would have heard it. And is Hercule still in the house? No? Oh yeah, you took Lemon outside.
You would have rather slept outside than be in a room full of people the entire night. Absolutely fucking not. You would have curled up with Limon outside under a tree.
Okay. So
probably goes for Tam and Dobby. They probably, if they were forced to sleep inside, they were sleeping next to the door.
That makes sense. So then it's just Lark and Siobhan who heard him shout.
Who do you know? I'm gonna regret this.
Sorry, my monitor is on the wrong side, and so I keep trying to go with my mouse to the opposite side of my screen. This is my great grandpappy.
Oh. See, I didn't know you were serious back there
Serious about what?
about the whole lineage thing.
Why would I lie?
To get out of trouble
You can do that?
all the time.
But my mom said honesty is the best policy.
No, I did not teach my children that honesty is the best policy. I told them that if the person looks suspicious, you don't tell them anything, and you can lie to me if it's funny.
Your hat is big.
And your grandfather was a chicken.
My grandfather's the emperor.
I don't know. Maybe it's a chicken under a hat making a person move.
You know, I've never seen him without his crown on.
There you go. That's how you facilitate a lie, and you make sure that it goes as far as you can. You make sure there's something about it that's the truth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, don't try the bread and beet.
No, I wasn't planning on doing that. If you start to feel sick, you might want to make yourself throw up.
But I cry when I throw up.
I know, but you'll cry when you have food poisoning. So if you start to feel sick, you just gotta let it happen. Have you ever been outside before?
A few times.
I can tell.
Lark is just staring at him. Is he being genuine? Like, if she's just like looking at him, can she tell? Like, is he being genuine, or is
Do you
he
want?
like,
Do you want to make an insight check on him?
yeah? Well, that one's good. That's a 19.
All right. Lee,
I mean,
what
he's-
do they get?
Yeah. He gets
He's-
out of... Oh, you go, Callie.
No, it's all you.
Okay. He has been outside a few times. He's mainly been castle, palace, or going to the circle.
And so, like,
Kind of
every,
boy.
like this whole shtick that he's been spilling the beans on, like, that's genuine.
Yes.
I mean,
He is very sheltered. Think homeschooler, but worse.
Do you want to know a secret about Grey Wardens?
Yes, I have heard tell of the Grey Wardens, but never have met one.
I don't need to eat. I can get my energy from the sun,
Like a flower?
like a flower.
you know, I think I'm starting to understand why they had you on that scaffold, too, regardless of whether you're a prince.
That'll be nice. He's only been outside a couple times before.
Hey, how did you even wind up with a noose around your neck? If you've been outside, like, yes, if you've been outside 3 times, and
It's more than 3.
4. Was this 4th time when you wound up on the scaffold? How did you even get there?
Well, I was heading back home from the circle. I was like, I'm done here. I'm bored. I want to go back home. I want to see my twin brother. And then I came back and I was walking through and I was like, oh, why did I stop by the village that my great grandpappy told me about, the Dalish village? And so I stopped by the village and it was deserted, and all of a sudden there were a bunch of guards and they were like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm here to visit the Dalish. And they were like, no, no, no. And then I am here.
Riveting.
And you were wanting to visit the Dalish. Why?
Because my great grandpappy was friends with them.
Hmm. Interesting.
Don't eat the bread and the meat.
Charlie,
eating
no one's going to do that.
anything in this house.
Do you,
That
do you eat through the photosynthesis too?
we more absorb through the soil than through the sun. That's why we're always barefoot.
Oh my god. The circle has taught me so wrong.
Generally, yes. They teach you bad things because they want to control you.
What?
They don't give you enough information so that you're easy to control.
But my parents paid so much money for me to go there.
Oh, believe me, I know. And then we get you guys, and then you've never been outside before, and I have to teach full-grown adults not to eat the little red berries.
There's berries?
That you shouldn't eat. There's lots of things out there that you should not eat. Do not eat anything out there without showing it to me first.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna go beat this rug.
Have fun punching a rug.
Oh no, I'm gonna use my axe.
Oh.
And I'm gonna take the rug that is so sooty when I lift it.
And you disappear.
I'm gonna go outside and beat it with one of my axes still covered in like the leather, like you do, like one of the little spatula looking guys you actually beat a rug with.
Yeah. Are we good inside the house with RP? Okay, bye.
So yeah, what's going on outside?
I realized, I think watching Limon hunt, Hercule might remember that he is currently, at least favored weaponless. And he might try to search through the kind of remains of this village and see if anything is left behind that is like a crossbow.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Oh, great. Just don't roll like crap. Well, I kind of rolled like crap. I have a +5, but that's still 11. So...
Okay. So, looking around, you find another broken one.
Oh, great.
You do find what you can guess to be a Dalish shortbow, but that's the closest you get.
Yeah, I don't think he'd even really... I mean, I think he'd logically know how to use it, but it's kind of useless to him. He'll grab the broken one because he didn't grab his broken one, so that he has something, and stick it with his stuff. And hope at some point they come across some kind of carpenter.
Alright, what are Tam and Davi doing? You're both just looking at me smiling. What's going on?
Tam is half asleep, honestly.
Okay.
Like, usually she is up much earlier than he is, and he just kind of trails. On a good day, he might actually train with her, but today is not a good day.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Depending on how long it takes, he might wander to do some. Excuse me, Google. I was talking. Do some minor investigating around her, but they are never far apart.
All right.
Sorry, my laptop really doesn't want to temporarily unmute.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was sitting here like pressing the button to unmute, and that's why I was making that face. Yeah, she because it's a bad day, I think that she is actually probably training harder than she would have. Not quite to the point of exertion, but it's very like Karate Kid training montage almost.
Very nice.
Just like if there's anybody else who happens to be outside observing, you can definitely tell that this is somebody who is training to be like a soldier in like some special capacity. She is very intensely focused, just blocking out everybody else. Like I think even Tam, to a point, she's probably not even really paying attention to him anymore. Just over and over running the same drills.
For clarification, was this a Dalish area or human?
This was human.
Okay. Yeah, I think that he would probably, around the time that he realizes that she's not stopping anytime soon, wander off in an attempt to find something interesting, or perhaps find them breakfast, one of the two, depending on what's around.
So as you start to wander away, kind of looking for whatever, you do see Atreus as he's starting to return. He looks a little flustered, but he's moving fairly quickly to get back to the settlement. And he sees you and he just waves.
I think Tim absolutely makes eye contact and waggles his eyebrows at him and then continues on.
He does kind of veer towards you, and says, "Hold, friend. Are the others awake?"
I wish I could tell you, but I just got up myself.
Well, I have some news that I should share with all of you. So if you would be so kind as to accompany me back to the house. It is very important.
So do you want to interrupt her while she's doing that, or...
And then he kind of follows your eyes and he's like, I'd rather not.
We'll be in a few.
Alright, I will start on breakfast then. Excuse me. And he turns and kind of books it past her, walking really quickly past Dobby into the house. He does slam the door behind him as it just kind of the wind catches it and it slams behind him. Roll to see if you wake up.
I wake up.
So you wake up with a jolt as the door slams, and you see Atreus as he kind of like speed walks past everyone into the little kitchen area. Doesn't really say anything, just books it.
I jolt up with the Templar helmet, like, in my arms as if I had been cuddling with it. Look around. I'm gonna lay back down.
So, Atreus can be heard kind of like shuffling around the kitchen, putting things together. There's oh fuck, and then you hear a crash. And he's very flustered. Anyone? No?
No, Lark's still in the house, so I think she'll poke her head through the door just out of curiosity, because what the fuck? Like, she doesn't say anything, but like you just see like the...
She just pokes her head into the little kitchen area.
Yeah.
You see there's a pot on the floor, and a couple of eggs that are shattered on the floor.
This economy, really?
In the kitchen that I just cleaned?
In the kitchen that you just cleaned. And he's like down on his knees trying to like clean up the shells, and he's got like a handful of broken shells and like dripping egg, and he's trying to like wipe it up with a rag, and this man has never cleaned a day in his life. And you can tell.
Siobhan is gonna sense struggle and just
she's
tie the
proficient in
axe back
sensing
to her
struggle.
waist, lay the rug to get some sunshine, and go back in.
Lark is just watching this and just be like, out of your depth, are we?
No, let him handle himself. Looks like he's getting along just fine.
Oh, she's not gonna help. She's just making fun of him.
He kind of looks up at you both, looks at the shattered eggshells in his hand, gets up to his feet, and just kind of like dumps them onto the counter and wipes his hands off on himself. It's been a morning.
Are there wolves in Minrathis?
Are there what in Minrathis?
Wolves!
Wolves? Not in Minrathis. I'm sure there's
It
some
must have been
outside the city.
absolutely miraculous for you to have been raised by them.
Well, you know, things in the Imperium, there might as well be wolves.
Do you still have eggs, or is that it?
Oh, I still have eggs, yes.
Okay.
Don't worry.
You want to crack an egg on a flat surface.
I know how to crack an
it on
egg.
an edge.
I do know how to crack an
You
egg.
don't.
I'm just...
You evidently don't.
I tripped. And they fell.
Darling. So I was saying, you want to crack an egg on a flat surface because if you crack it on a corner, you risk the angle, the force, to go right through and all over the floor.
Yes, ma'am.
So, no, I'm gonna let you figure it out. I will sit here and I will tell you what to do.
I feel like this is a trap.
No. It's just evident no one's ever properly taught you how to do something before.
Well, to be fair, in Minrathis we have servants for that.
Yes, you do. But you left.
I did. I've survived this long. It's been almost a year since I left, so...
It's a miracle. We should tell the Chantry.
The Chantry's,
All right.
you know...
Explain to me what you think the next thing you're going to do is.
Well, I was going to crack the rest of the eggs into this bowl, and mix them up
Okay.
and make scrambled eggs for everyone.
Okay.
I also have fruit. I found some fruit on the way, and you see some of those
Can you
poisonous little red berries in there. It's not all those. There's some apples and like mulberries, and then the little red ones.
Lark is trying so hard not to laugh.
No.
Let him.
Shut up. If the leaves are spiky like that, the berries are poisonous.
You're supposed to look at the leaves.
I don't know how you're still alive.
Sheer willpower
So you can find eggs,
and magic.
but you can't tell which berries are poisonous?
Well, I mean,
I was never very
To be
good at
fair-
botany.
to be fair, eggs look the same everywhere.
They do. Some have spots, some are blue, some are brown, but they're all the same.
But they're all the same shape and kind of have the same contents. Okay.
If you've been in this area long enough, I would just, I'm not going to worry about it. The fact that you're alive is a miracle.
How often have you been sick since you've been living here?
From eating or from other things?
From eating.
From eating only once.
Okay. So not those ones. The apples are fine, but they're going to be tart.
Yes, I know. They're quite good. I've had these before. I thought about making a apple marmalade or something. But I'm not sure the
No!
ratios.
Is that the only pot you have to cook in?
Yes.
Okay. Then you can't do baked apples and eggs in the same pot, because that's disgusting.
I mean, the eggs won't take long.
Yes, but then there's the eggness that's left in the pot when you're done with it.
I have a wash basin.
You're gonna put a hot pan in there immediately.
Yes?
No! Oh my god. Yesterday and today were two different people. Your incompetence is astounding. And I'm not saying that to insult you. You just have to learn.
It's been a struggle, but I'm learning. Nothing's gone terribly, horribly wrong yet.
If you put the hot iron straight into water, even if it's room temperature, you can warp it, you can set in whatever food bits are left in it.
Alright, then I won't do that.
It's okay. I'm an adult. I need to calm down. It's not your fault.
Would you like to cook breakfast?
I'm gonna.
You just seem like
the
you
thing
would.
is, you see, the thing is, I left so I could stop doing this for everybody. And then I found out how many people are out loose in the world unraised.
I'll
Well,
cook breakfast. I won't even use the berries.
I, at this point, am hearing them argue in the other room, and so I sigh and put down my Templar helmet and get up. And anyone who is in the room will see that I am fully clad at this point, when I'm not wearing the armor, in what would typically be considered female Dalish robes. And I just kind of go into the kitchen, ignore their fighting, and just start putting eggs in the pot.
Whole?
No, I'm breaking them.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
oh, well, yes, please, have at it. I will sit back and maybe learn something.
That's a good choice. for your continued survival, yes.
You know, we weren't all lucky enough to have a mother to look out for us the way you do.
I thought I was done having children. Well, I'll make sure, but if you never see me again, you at least have 5 basic skills.
I thought I already had those. I'm good at other things. Just not
As
this.
enjoyable as those things are, you don't need to do them to survive.
Some of them I do. I'm surprisingly good at tracking.
Okay. Can you hunt? Or can you just figure out where it is?
What do you mean?
Tracking is in tracking animals in the woods.
Oh, yeah. I
Can
mostly
you kill it once you
I
find
mostly track people, but I have tracked things like deer before.
Why are you tracking people?
Find out where the Dalish are so I can learn about their customs and hopefully learn about my research. Also to avoid the army. That's quite easy to track.
That is good. About
I
the other
dump
thing.
the eggs onto a plate, and as I do that, I look at him and just say, "You approach the Dalish like that, they're going to kill you." And
Yeah.
just turn and start rinsing the pot.
Well, I'm not exactly trying to be stealthy.
Okay. Your accent is neutral enough that I'd lie about where I'm from.
Who's to say I haven't?
Your success rate tells me that you've been honest. I'm to say you haven't. You're beautiful, but you can't lie. It's all on you.
My,
None of you know how to fucking lie.
my
to be
dear
frank.
Siobhan, my dear warden friend. I know how to lie. I just know when and where to use my skills.
So none of you know how to lie. Or get yourself out of shit. Half of you don't know how to cook. I don't think most of them, are gonna want to move as a group. But, I kind of took an oath in the interest of people not dying. And I think maybe we should move as a group.
With what I've found this morning, I would agree.
What you find this morning?
I was hoping to discuss that with everyone, but I didn't want to disrupt the mean-looking elf with her drills.
Alright, Siobhan's kicking the door open. She's gonna do that loud whistle people do with the 2 fingers that I can't do.
Sam's got it. Don't worry.
Everyone's outside.
Comes sprinting at the whistle.
He knows that whistle.
Yeah, he knows that whistle. Siobhan, is everything all right?
Apparently there's news that everyone should have for the interest of their, their mortality.
It sounds quite ominous.
You know, I can't tell because Vince are dramatic, just how bad it is, but I'm gonna take him at face value because, oh, Andraste's flame, he can't lie.
Well, all right. I'll come in. He's gonna bring Limon with him. She's only kind of like a teenager, so
Okay, like-
she's not taking up as much room.
Like, what kind of dog size?
Oh, a very large dog.
Like,
Okay.
Is she like the size of a
I'd say
swan?
like a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Okay.
So what do Tam and Davi do at the whistle?
Callie, what would I need to roll to catch the spear?
Dexterity.
Okay. Lenny.
Yeah.
So Tam hears the whistle and he waits a second to see if she's going to react. And the minute that it's clear that she's just going to keep stabbing, he's just going to step in front of her and swipe it.
She looks pissed. Like that is the thing that does actually get her to react. She just stops. There's tension in her shoulders. She doesn't pull the spear back, but she's kind of not quite to the point of labored breathing yet, but she's definitely like little flushed. Her shoulders are like up, and she's glaring at him. Mythalanost, don't do that. Could have hurt
Fine.
you.
You would have stopped. I trust you. But then wants us inside.
And since when do we do what Vince want?
Since they have news.
News about what?
Should ask him.
Yes, because I'm the perfect spokesperson here.
Should learn to play nice with others and all that.
She like snags the spear back and punches him on the shoulder and then walks inside.
Good follow. He's just grinning. He's used to this.
So, once everyone's back inside, Atreus has brought out the plate of eggs that Evan cooked, as well as the bowl of fruit. He leaves the berries in there, the poisonous ones, convinced that you're all smart enough.
Larkin goes out.
Oh, you took them out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did like take the apples and like mash them up over heat
What did you?
and add some like spices and stuff from my pack that might maybe taste strangely like cinnamon. And then I also would have pulled out some like jerky to put on it to like add to the protein. And I do all of this pretty silently.
Okay. So it is all laid out on the table. And he just kind of like stands there awkwardly with his hands behind his back, rocking on his feet, as he waits for everyone to kind of file in and get themselves situated. It's pretty clear that he didn't make the food, so it's safer to eat for those who are potentially suspicious. I'm sorry, Katie. I'm just seeing you staring into the distance dramatically with a mustache. So, he waits for y'all to get situated, and then, looks at you all, and says, I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here today. And he looks very proud of himself for saying that. Right. I have news from the front. That camp that you all escaped from, apparently the general's been murdered, and they all think you did it.
Who's to say we didn't do it?
Maybe I did. So
When was he murdered?
During the, scuffle of your escape.
Not mine. Mine was before.
does it really matter?
Well, they are hunting you in greater force than they were last night. So I thought it would be best to warn you all that...
Was he the one that I, chopped?
You don't know.
Hercule's gonna speak up. Désolé, I do not mean to be rude, but are they really? And kind of looks among the rest of them. Are they really blaming the two of us wardens?
Oh yes, very much so. They were about to execute you both, remember?
But it was
Yeah.
simply a misunderstanding. I don't understand.
I teach you. These people, they don't seem to give a fuck. They kind of seem out for blood in whatever way they think will make it either entertaining or appeasing. There's a reason they wanted to hang us. Hanging's a spectacle.
Siobhan, I don't understand. Aren't they fighting the elves?
Because they're bad people, yes.
Well, yes, I understand, but what? Don't they?
They're fighting anyone who doesn't believe in their maker nonsense.
Add on top, they probably killed their own general and are pinning it on us because we escaped. They probably didn't like the bastard, and since we made them look bad, made him look incompetent, it's easy enough to put a knife in his back and then say, oh look, they did it. They were already going to hang us for crimes committed or not.
I'll take credit. Why not?
No, you won't. No one here is going to take credit. They ask you anything, you give them as little detail as
Yes,
possible.
because they ask
Yes or
us
no
so
question.
much.
Who put you in charge?
I've been outside before.
The
She's
Shems,
generally the one in charge.
the Shems don't exactly ask us questions before tying us up and stringing us to a tree.
Which is why no one's going to take credit for fucking anything.
I must
First
admit,
of all-
I am sorry. I do not know you, but the theory of an Orlesian killing the general and blaming it on someone else, it does unfortunately sound quite Orlesian. I could see a noble son seeing a chance to rise and gain some acclaim, and seeing happening to have a group of elves pass through as an easy excuse to gain a promotion through blood.
Is Zakane in the room right now? As Hercule's speaking, saying all this, Donnie is looking very pointedly at Zakane.
That would take someone quite a bit smarter. No offense. I think Lark is right. I think that they were opportunistic and we're very easy to blame. So, how do we move you lot out of here so you survive?
When Siobhan says, because I've been outside before, Evan just kind of like shrugs, leans back, and pulls out a pipe. And anyone who is familiar with it smells elf fruit very strongly.
Tam immediately sidles up next to him.
He will share.
All right. So we need a plan. Obviously.
How did you cut Siobhan, that's usually your thing?
Well, I'd like to ask everyone's opinion, seeing as it's a room full of people that I met yesterday.
Oh, that's true. And I would bet
I'd like to be diplomatic.
some of them are better at sneaking out of somewhere than we are.
Yes, we're very loud, darling.
There's a lot of me. It's difficult to be quiet. I don't think I'm half bad for how much of me there is.
But the armor. The armor
Yes,
kinda does
no.
it. We can't do Spog again, because we had fucking made it a signature.
Larka's looking at Atreus and she's just like, did you get the news from the same place you got the eggs?
No, I found the eggs. I passed nearby the camp and saw some of the search parties looking for you. Quite specific, talking about the Kunari Warden and the elves and the big wolf and all that sort of thing.
So they're definitely blaming the non-humans.
I mean, they mentioned the humans as well. Just there's more
Right.
others in this group than humans. So
Listen,
I mean, you were not
can...
wrong. Elysians are we're not very trusting of those who are not humans, who do not look like them. But they are not very trusting of very many people, to be fair.
Alright.
Listen, I can make it a lot easier for all of us to sneak around, but I really haven't seen or heard a reason why we should all stick together.
Because there's a package and a site of racists outside?
And isn't it easier to all go back our own ways? Can't track all of us.
No one's getting married here, honey. We just need to get everybody out of here alive. And get you going someplace that's not else. That's not this.
I think you
So it
really need to relax. If you wanna just like kind of put the pipe towards her.
I think
I haven't been relaxed since I've been 16 years old. Oh, Jesus.
Maybe the issue with that in your own personal trauma then.
I think what my friend here is trying to say is that this is every day for us. This is just life. This is what we do.
We've been running
What
like
is-
this for years.
Don't you want to, scale back to jogging for a little bit?
There's no
Not
such
if it's
thing.
because you can't keep up.
Fine. You too can do whatever you want. You obviously don't need my help. just think maybe putting a human between all of you and them might be a good idea.
And where do
My
you propose we go?
Well, what I was
Because
going to do...
what's safe for you is not going to be safe for us and vice versa.
Like I said, just get me out of the area while I create a distraction, and then you can figure out where you're going from there. Just trying to buy you some time. This was obviously not a group of people who are well suited to being a group. However,
Siobhan, I have just realized something that has concerned me. I don't know if Atreus can answer this, but will the wardens be blaming us?
You're the only wardens I've seen the entirety I've been away from Minrathis.
But, Siobhan, I am just concerned that, plenty of wardens are Orlesian, even though we are wardens first, of course. And I don't know if we return, if they will have spoken to the higher-ups, and we will not be welcome.
Did I have your badge number?
What?
Yep. How are they gonna know it was you?
I hate to see it, but I think Siobhan has a better chance of them not identifying her. I do not know of another Orlesian Kunari warden.
this guy's one of a kind. Well, don't you want to go out doing something you're supposed to do?
I would rather not go out. As a rule.
Where is your sense of adventure? If you're gonna get banished, don't you want to go out doing the right thing?
With Siobhan, you know what? I prefer to do the right thing. I still would prefer to avoid the going out part. I need to take care of Limo and the others. I would rather return and see if we are allowed to be there, and I can return to my griffins, or rather than not be able to see them again.
But if you get kicked out, like you're concerned, don't you want the last thing you do in that suit of armor to be protecting people?
I don't mean to say that I will not protect these people. That is my job.
To be quite frank, I don't care if they let us back in or not. You perfectly fine not getting yourself involved. You can even blame me. You can find your own way back. You can tell them I went rogue and I killed a general. But I'm getting between those people and these people.
Siobhan, I would not do that to you.
I'm giving you options.
I am happy to help if I can. I am not, I'm not the classic Kunari frontline fighter, but I will do what I can to help. I simply did not think that he kind of surveys the room I did not think that I was. He kind of like does like a bit of a stage whisper, not because he's trying to be dramatic, but because he doesn't know how to do it correctly. Siobhan, if they don't like you, I don't think they're going to like me. You're usually the likable one.
That's sad. Well,
Out of character laugh there.
I'm gonna get up and start putting on my armor.
as I've been trying to say for the past, the maker knows how many minutes. I'm gonna go create a diversion. You go in whatever configuration you need to go in. I will make sure to get you as much time as possible. That's all I want to do. Meant no offense. Didn't mean that I think that you can't defend yourself. I'm just trying to give you some room.
You don't need to do that.
Sacrificing of a problem we don't know is here.
Also, we don't need a diversion. I did mean what I said. I can make us quieter.
Fine.
Another
too.
Option, just before we all go scatter into the wind without a plan as to where to run to. We know that they're looking for us. We doesn't know where they're camped. We could always taint the food supply or their water supply. It's kind of hard to chase us if they're dealing with food poisoning or just poisoning in general.
I was kind of thinking arson when it was just me going over.
He gives Siobhan a very, very upset look.
I mean,
I'm
Arson
very
is
good at
temporary.
arson.
Arson is temporary. Poison is forever.
I don't
Maybe
seem the
that's
Laren
right.
type.
that did will serve a good purpose after all.
Got berries, we got a griffin.
I mean, we can lay low until nighttime. I would maybe just slip in the dark and,
We could send in
you know,
a forced animal, maybe, and he will look at Tam.
How is he going to carry it and not get poisoned himself? I don't have hands.
A
I'll
bag?
go with him.
Well, sending him in was for ambiguity's sake and conspicuousness sake.
options.
I mean,
Well, quickly do we need to leave? Because we could just go now. Not poison them at all and just... I mean, I'm not against arson or poison. Just to be clear, I've done quite a bit of both, but... we could just go.
I guess I would just like to clarify what we mean by go. Where?
I was thinking to the moon, Hercule.
Where were the two of you going before they caught you? And she's pointing to the wardens.
I was not going anywhere. I was simply picking mushrooms. And I think I got too close to the camp.
So you're local?
Relatively. My griffins are currently somewhat local. Yes.
Griffins? Plural?
Yes. That is what I do. Limon stays with me, and he like gives her a little pat. Limon comes with me where I go, but the others are together, and I raise them and I train them. That is what I do with the wardens.
And I have to follow him places. Because things like this tend to happen.
Are there more wardens around where you train these griffins?
Callie, are there more wardens around where I train these griffins?
I mean, I would assume there's someone there to keep an eye on them when you're not there.
Yeah, I was kind of assuming if you compare it to, I gotta compare it to Veilguard because that's the only time we see it. But like, there's kind of like a handful of people.
Yeah, it wouldn't
at
be
the
a
place
lot.
where they're training the griffins. So
That's enough. Not a lot, but enough.
Enough to deter a couple of hunters, if that's, or rather, a couple of soldiers or a handful of soldiers if you two return and they track you there?
Yeah.
Potentially, but
And also the giant birds that are trained to protect us, yes.
I do not want to put them at risk, but I am concerned that this is not simply that the soldiers are I don't know inspecting for something. They think we murdered a general. That's quite serious.
Well, sure, but if you're around a bunch of other griffins and other wardens, they can't just march in and take you. They have to negotiate. The Shems tend to negotiate with other Shems.
I suppose, but I think the fact that I was had a noose around my neck for venturing near a camp makes me think that they are not making good choices.
True. I'm just thinking that if you're local, I'd rather have a bunch of raptors guarding my back than a vent. No offense.
Well,
It's a spot to make it's a direction to go in. I guess it's my
I
point.
don't think that's a terrible idea. Wardens are sworn to protect, and they will certainly not allow Elysian soldiers to just massacre elves in front of them. I am sure that that you would. I do not think you would be turned away, especially if Siobhan and I vouch for you and tell them that we are, comment dit ça, being framed.
I think you're overthinking it. Just a little bit.
And, as you so often say, I am, Siobhan.
I think going back to where we were is actually a fantastic idea. I don't think that anyone that's with us is going to question whether what we are being accused for is legitimate or not. We protect others and we protect each other. And that's it.
Well, Siobhan, I trust you. You certainly know the other wardens there better than I do.
It's getting there.
Like I said, I can keep us quiet for a little bit. Long enough to get away, at least. Is the vent coming with us?
That would depend on your destination.
I think it's adorable that you think we have a destination.
Well, what I'm looking for is somewhere in this area from what I've gathered from my research. So it wouldn't make sense for me to leave.
I have a
Oh.
question.
So you're staying here. We're taking the vent as a. No, you are the vent.
I am the Vint, yes.
You could make a good shield.
I am gonna have to protest that. I can make a good shield, but I am not a shield.
I guess my question is, are you gonna stay here while they overrun this already crumbling village?
I mean, they haven't found me this far. I'm good at covering my tracks, just as good as I am at tracking.
Were they
You're an adult,
mostly
Reed.
people?
I have no idea what was just said. There were like 3 people talking at once. What did y'all say?
You're
I
an
said-
adult.
Okay, I got what Rosie said. What is Sub saying?
I said, were they looking for people then?
People in general, or you? Or before?
Do you really think that they're going to not assume that you are part of this?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they don't know I exist. And that's how I'd like to keep it.
So you're coming.
Apparently.
You did want an in with the Dalish.
Yes, I suppose this works. I promise not to be a pain.
You're already
should
breaking that
never-
promise.
Make a promise you can't keep.
I will try not
In-
to be a pain.
In Elven. You all actually trust this.
No.
I trust that the wardens will do what they say that they're going to do because that's how wardens seem to be. And at worst case scenario, we trip them up and run for it and let the Orlesians take care of the slower ones.
I trust that we can't fight an army ourselves.
That too.
And I spent 20 minutes trying to explain to you that I'm willing to die for you. So
We're speaking in Dalish, so
This is in Dalish.
I trust Tam, and I trust my legs.
Fair enough. All right.
I'm sorry, if you meant to include us in that,
Oh,
neither
really?
Siobhan or I understand your language, unfortunately. I'm very sorry. I am trying to learn some. I have a phrase book with me, but I'm not convinced of its
Honey.
accuracy.
honey, it was on purpose.
What was on purpose? The phrase
Us
book being
not-
inaccurate?
No, us not being able to understand them.
Oh, they wanted a private car. I apologize.
Yes.
All right. So, shall we get going?
So is the plan still to head back to where the rest of my curriculums are? I would suggest that then myself and Limo lead the way. Obviously, we know the way, and Limo can scout a bit ahead of us without anyone seeing, of course, being in the air. If that is agreeable with everyone else.
All right. Let's take a break. And we'll come back in like 10-15 minutes and we'll get you guys on the road. break.
I'm gonna be right back. I need to go take my meds this past.
Right as we go live. Alright. Welcome back.
No, I'm on meds. I'm medicated.
So Noli. Okay. So, you're all leaving the decrepit, rundown, falling apart village? What's the plan?
As soon as they get outside, Tam's gonna like wave everybody into a huddle and cast Pass Without Trace, which I already explained off stream.
One thing before we do this, Atreus does kind of like run around the house quick, gathering his important things, like his notes and everything, and just shoving it into a bag very carelessly. Just as long as it's in his bag, he's good. It's been a while since he's left, so his stuff is kind of everywhere. So like he grabs the pot and it's still kind of warm and still dirty.
Did you notice that Lark and Zakane were going through his notes?
Let's find out. Yes, he did notice. He doesn't seem to care. But he very much did notice. I got a 19. So, yeah, he went around and gathered all of his stuff, and now you're all huddled, and Tam is casting Pass Without a Trace. So that makes everyone essentially invisible, right?
So it is a +10 to stealth rolls for the next hour.
So you have an hour to book it.
Yeah, I can cast it twice, so we have 2 hours worth. Sorry, my Google Home is giving me the forecast for tomorrow.
Is it good or bad?
I couldn't hear it. I
Okay.
could just hear muffled talking, which is terrifying when you're home alone.
The forecast is there's not another speaker.
Which she tells us 4 times every time she
I'm
talks.
sorry, you all desperately need to know this. I just threw Tally the same piece of popcorn 4 times in a row. And she only got it the 4th time because she accidentally trapped it between the table and her nose. And it broke into little pieces so she could get it.
I love her.
She literally tossed it back at me like with her, like it hit her teeth. It came back to me 3 times before she finally did that.
I just imagine Hercule doing that for Limon.
Yes.
For Limon again the first time.
Limon with a little bit of scrambled egg, just
You
4
should
times.
get her a yellow shirt and then cosplay with her.
Little wings.
Yes.
Get her a little wing harness.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here on stream. Come here, baby. Come here.
It +10 bonus to stealth checks, and we can't be tracked by magical means.
All right.
And we leave no tracks or traces of our passage.
Very nice. All right. So you are heading to the Griffin area? Yes? Is that where we decided we're going?
Yeah, that was the general plan, at least for now.
Okay. So, anything else you'll want to do before you leave this little falling apart village? Yes, Joey.
As they're about to head out, Davi's going to, I guess not grab him by the shirt anymore because he's not wearing the robes. Evan's got the armor on now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's going to, grab him. That's so cute. She's gonna, grab him
bubble.
around the arm and kind of, pull him to the side in as much as she can while staying in the Pass Without a Trace huddle. It's 30 feet, right, Seb?
It's a bit forward, but I'm not complaining.
Say that one more time, please.
That's a bit forward, but I'm not complaining.
Relax. I just... Back at the Sham camp, there was a mask.
There were two.
Oh, so you know what I'm talking about then?
I do.
So, do you have it?
Yeah.
She kind of puts her hands on her hips and glares up at him like, "Are you fucking serious?" And
Would
then
you
rolls
like
her
it?
eyes.
You're getting a bit flustered over there.
Yes, I would like it very much, thank you.
We'll reach into his pack and pull it out and hand it to her. What's it for?
Well, the mask is the thing that you put on your face to hide your identity.
Thanks. That definition is really insightful.
Well, you asked.
Don't have these from my clan, so I was just wondering their purpose.
It's an old ritual. This isn't really how we use them. We're just making trouble.
Trouble can be fun.
I suppose with the right company. She's going to put the mask on over her forehead and then kind of give him a once over and beeline towards Tam.
He'll wink as she looks away.
Anything else before? Oh, you're still going. Keep going.
Sorry, I was gonna say she's definitely ignoring him, but she noticed the wink and is a little flustered.
But does Tam notice?
I don't know, Tam, roll insight.
Am I noticing the fluster or am I noticing the wink?
Which do you want to notice? Or do you want to notice both? Roll twice.
Can I make an argument for perception with the wink?
Perception, you could... I would say yeah, for the wink.
19 for perception. And 22 for insight.
Ooh, how's he feeling?
Outwardly, he's got this weird little smirk on his face. And when she beelines towards him, he kind of like gives her this slightly evil grin and winks as well. And then I think he is going to wild shape into his wolf form and avoid that conversation entirely. I can keep concentration up while I am in wolf form.
Cool.
We are still good.
All right.
The entire time that is happening, I would like to say that a Hercule, before they're going anywhere, is like double and triple and quadruple and quintuple checking the map of the area that he has to make sure he's going the right way before he goes.
And Atreus is sitting next to him looking at his own map that he drew himself. And he's just like looking at it and trying to like seem like he knows what he's doing. And then he kind of like slowly glances over at your map and compares it to his own. And then puts his map away. And just looks at yours.
While Atreus has his map out, Lurk is just gonna peek over his shoulder and be like, "You missed a spot."
It's not
Yeah,
finished.
no.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna kind of hand him back the copy I had made of his map.
What's this?
Good try, though.
I'm not a cartographer. I'm an archaeologist. You did do a very good job, though. I will say.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Keep practicing. You'll get better.
That's debatable, but thank you for your confidence. Shall we? Before they find us, potentially?
Yes, of course. This way. And he starts heading in the correct direction.
Follow the big Orlesian man. So you guys leave behind the decrepit village that you've been staying in for the past day, and head off. Katie, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Where would you say the place is? Like, where do you think, like, what kind of environment is it in? Like, is it in the mountains? Is it in the forest? Is it a cave? This is your baby.
Yeah.
For your babies.
I feel like they would have picked somewhere. I'm going to be specific, and I would say kind of like on the edge of a forest. So that they have multiple kind of types of areas to train them in.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got, maybe something like a hilly or mountainy area right near a forest. So they can be training out in the open, but then they can also train them out in the forest.
Okay. So, what I'm picturing is like the edge of where the Dales meet the Frostbacks.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah. You guys make your way through the forest. Lemon is very eager to be out and about. Kind of leading the group as much as she can, given the circumstances of the spell. Nothing happens as you make your way along. You don't see any trace of the Orlesians, of the army. Not even a trace of the Dalish as you move along. Almost as if they kind of knew that the wardens were using this space and decided to stay away, especially based on what happened during the Blight. So, 2 hours pass. It does take you longer than that to get to where you need to be, but it's maybe like an hour or more, so you're able to get 2 hours away from where that main Orlesian camp was before the spell dissipates and you're all exposed. So when you do arrive, Katie, I'm gonna put you on the spot again. How many griffins are in this pod here?
Oh, let's make it a nice dozen, and that includes Limon.
Including Limon. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, you reach this encampment on the outskirts. There are a few buildings. I need to sneeze. It's not going to come out right now. So there's a couple buildings. Clearly one for like barracks for the wardens, and then a shelter for the griffins. You see kind of a training area. You can hear the squawking of the griffins. And you hear a couple of wardens kind of like shouting orders to them as you approach. Take it away. Whoever wants to...
When...
Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead.
Nope, you're good.
Oh. As soon as they're like getting into the camp, he kind of very obviously forgets that anyone else is there and is hot-footing it over to where all the griffins are.
All right. Others who've never really interacted with griffins or wardens before.
How long did it take for us to get there?
Like 2.5 hours on foot.
Okay. So I would have had to use my second spell and
Yep.
my second wild shape. But Tam is still in wolf form at this point and is
Okay.
I think he spent most of the time trying to keep up with Limon because he's very curious about the griffins.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time his tail is wagging like crazy. He just looks like an oversized dog.
I love him.
Lark is probably, she's a little nervous entering into this area where there's probably more humans, but at the same time, much like Tam, she's very curious about the griffins, which is partially why she suggested they came here, because she really wants to see the griffins, as well as using the wardens as a shield. So she's probably following Hercule, but at a slower, more cautious pace, looking around while she does, waiting to see if anyone comes out at them. But for now, she's just following cautiously behind Hercule.
Anyone else?
I feel like Zakane is also real into the griffins.
As he
Who
should
wouldn't
be.
be?
Yeah.
They're fluffy.
Yes.
He just want to give a hunka.
I think Dobby's probably at the back of the group, kind of taking everything in, giving the rest of the camp a very wide berth, but very alert.
Anyone else? No? All right. So, you walk into this encampment, and you see that the other 11, the other 11 griffins are all kind of lined up, and some of them are all puffed up, looking as confident and trying to make themselves look bigger than they are, as a warden kind of marches in front of them, eyeing them all down, kind of giving them a pep talk for their next training exercise. And as the other wardens hear you approach, one of them comes over and greets Siobhan and Hercule. We'll say she's a human woman, blonde hair, and she comes up to you all. Where the fuck have you two been? This training mission was supposed to only take an hour, and you were gone for 2 days.
Fantastic question. So,
You were
trying to think about how to put this delicately.
We're wardens. We don't take anything delicately.
Ain't that the truth?
Uh-huh.
I myself got in the middle of a spat that I thought was going to be threatening for the innocent party. And I don't know what he did other than collect mushrooms, but we were both accosted and we had to avoid hanging because they don't care about neutral parties anymore. I want to make this as clear as possible. They did not give a fuck. We were full head to toe, warden armor, and
They
still-
being...
the frogs, the legions.
Oh. The fuck
Yeah.
is their problem?
Well, you know how they get as a group.
I was
Generally.
gonna say. And then she kind of glances at Hercule and then looks back at Siobhan.
Oh,
Be
Hercule
perfectly
has
honest.
ignored this entirely and has walked past and is checking on each of the griffins.
Okay. So you were accosted by the Orlesians and they just thought it would be fun to put you guys... to hold you guys captive, or what?
No, we escaped as a group.
And the group is your conscripts?
They're not conscripts, no, they're, wards.
But they could be conscripts.
No, you don't want those people.
Why not? They look
Y'all
perfectly
have-
capable to me.
No.
What's up with the wolf?
That's a boy.
A boy?
That's a boy.
A good boy?
Debatable. None of them know how to take care of themselves good. They act like no one loves them.
I mean, don't we all?
No.
Siobhan, you
One
realize
of them
you're the
doesn't
only
know how
one
to
who
crack
truly has
eggs.
ever shown us love, right?
Yes, but someone loves you and you act like it. One of them can't crack eggs. One of them's foaming at the mouth to fucking poison somebody. I have to take care of Hercule all the time.
Again!
So you know what that adds.
Conscripts?
No! Leave them out of this.
I mean, they sound like they'd be good at this.
Can I just say that the entire time this conversation is happening, Tam is following Hercule and snuffling at the griffins as he checks on them.
Yes, I love this. So if he's doing that, Hercule starts giving like a running monologue to Tam in wolf form of like, yes, so this is Arthur. He is a very skilled tracker. But he's not very bright sometimes. I love you, Arthur, but you've got to think a little more carefully before you act. And this is Orange. And, like, it's going through and introducing each of them and talking about what
I
it's
do
like.
need you to give me names of all of them. Like, I know we discussed a few of them, but I don't know Poirot as well as you do. I just
I have
know
them now.
French
I put
fruits.
them in Hercule's thing. I have all 12 named now.
Oh, good. Perfect.
I can say them on thing. So
I mean,
so
you could.
The six fruit themed ones are Pamplemousse, Cerise, Framboise, Pomme de terre as requested, Orange, and Limon. Limon is great because it blends the two, because I actually chose it because it's Lemon is the name of his secretary. But then it's also a French short of fruit. And then we got Jacques, Arthur, Mopel, Agathe, Florine, Roger, and Oliver.
I love them all.
Me too.
This is gonna be great. Does he stick with Lemon most of the time, or does he, like, switch him out?
I would say that, Limon would be upset if he leaves her behind without a specific reason. But if he's like, oh, but, Oliver really needs to practice finding food and hasn't been good at it, so I need to take him up on his own, he'll sometimes switch them out.
Okay. So you're going through and introducing Tam in wolf form to all of the griffins. Tam?
Each one gets a nose boop and a very aggressive tail wag, unless they are not friendly towards him, at which point he'll huff. Like, you know how dogs will sigh deeply like they are having an existential crisis? He'll do that.
Katie, I am going to leave the personalities of each of these griffins to you. So you can go into as much detail as you want of them and pick and choose who likes Tam and who doesn't, and, like, all of that. That's all up to you. The griffins are your babies.
I mean, I would say that it's important for these griffins to be able to be around others without causing problems. But, you know, I would say there's probably a few of them who are a little suspicious. I would say I'm going to pick Jacques is going to be one that is kind of like, and does not let Tam get super close. But I think most of them, especially because you're in wolf form, they're just kind of like, ooh, another animal. Interesting.
Alright. So in this compound, we'll call it, there are, we'll say 4 other wardens. So there's 6 wardens to the 12 griffins. The other 3 are working with the griffins, and then they're interrupted by Hercule and Tam. While the lead, we will name her, I don't know, what's a good name? Someone pick a
Barbara.
name. Her name is Barbara. Warden Barbara. And she's kind of like the head warden of this pod. And so both Hercule and Siobhan report to her. I can make her a Midwestern mom if you'd like. Or I'll just make a new Greta.
Okay, I think the issue would be that I would start to pick up what you're putting down.
Uh-huh. And then
They already have Siobhan as their mom, it's fine.
We'll all be Midwestern moms together. Just all the Snicker salad, and it'll be great.
Oh no, not Snicker salad. I want stained glass salad.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Okay, you make sheets of Jell-O in several colors, and you cut them into jagged pieces.
Okay,
and then you toss all
we
that.
just call
into
that
it.
Jell-O salad here.
Stained glass salad.
Every state has different names for each of the weird salads. Like, there's frog eye salad in Minnesota, and, like, we got all kinds of weird shit, man. But I can tell you, everything has either cream cheese, sour cream, or Cool Whip. Or all 3.
Y'all heard of monkey vomit?
No, what the fuck is that?
Basically like a green Jell-O salad with, I think it has cottage cheese in it.
Oh,
disgusting.
that
My
one.
skin like a soup and crawl away.
in the north?
Why is the Midwest like this?
I don't know.
And everyone's married to their cousins.
The Midwest is
hate
great, okay?
this. I hate everything about this.
You guys liked the Snicker apple salad, okay? You liked Greta salad.
Cottage cheese in it.
There was not cottage cheese in it.
Are you sure? It feels like there's cottage cheese in everything that y'all do.
No, I hate cottage cheese.
It's lime, Jell-O, crushed pineapple, cottage cheese, and Cool Whip.
I've had this. I do hate the texture of
But
it.
it has no bananas, so why are we calling it monkey vomit?
Because it looks like monkey vomit, I guess.
It does. Can confirm. It also usually has maraschino cherries on it here.
Disgusting.
So, now that we've gone on a tangent into Midwestern salads, Anyone else would? I mean, Barbara's kind of pissed that you guys disappeared. But anyone else wanna do anything?
Ooh, I kinda do, but
Do
that's just, hold on. Let me roll first.
Do
let
it.
me see. Let me roll first. Okay. Joey, how do you pronounce your character's name?
Davi.
Davi? Perfect. Zakane's gonna go over to Davi.
She's just going to like, so she's kind of standing with her arms crossed over, like her arms folded over her chest. She's just watching what everybody's doing. Definitely really looks like she wants to go meet the Griffins, but when Zakane comes over, she like doesn't move her head to look at him. She just moves her eyes, kind of raises a brow, and then goes back to what she was looking at.
She has the mask, right? She got it back.
Yeah, she
That's
she
what I
has it.
thought.
Yeah, she's not wearing it like over her
Yes.
face, but she has it on her head.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to double check before I made the comment. That's a beautiful mask you have.
Thanks.
It reminds me of mine. And he pulls out his. It's ornately carved gold half mask, covers like the nose up. It has not wine. Oh my gosh, vines. It's just the bear all over again. Alright, has vines weaving in and around it. He just holds it out to her, see if she glances at it or not.
She definitely looks at it for more than a passing glance. For a minute, it definitely seems like she's not going to say anything else. Clocks that Tam is still in wolf form, nowhere near her, and then sort of angles herself towards him and interestingly enough, there's a legend that says that your people stole this tradition from my people.
Really?
Truly. Among other things.
I had no idea. This is just what my mom told me was ours, but knowing what my people have done just based off of what I've gathered here, I'm still kind of confused at what's going on. That you're telling the truth.
She gives him a really hard look and then sort of shakes her head and do you just believe anything anybody tells you?
Don't see why anybody would lie. If it's something that's coming from the heart, why would somebody lie?
People lie for all kinds of reasons. Of course, I'm not lying to you. That's not what I mean. I just mean that you shouldn't take people at face value just because you think they're speaking from the heart.
That's fair, but I like to see, or not see, I like to think that there is good in all those around us, but I understand where you're coming from. I will take your words into consideration, but I hope you take some of mine into consideration as well.
You're young, aren't you?
Yes, I just turned, let's see, 20 about 3 months ago. But now it's still in the circle.
That definitely. Well, it's interesting that they lock your mages up.
Well, when I was there, I didn't really see it as locking us up. My grandfather, he sent me there for some reason. I don't know why. I'm the first mage in the family that we know of. So I just thought that he's sending me there just to hone my magic, since there was nobody to teach me in Orlais.
Interesting. I suppose that we all think of prisons differently.
That's such a good quote. Okay. That is fair. One's prison is another one's heaven. I agree with what you're saying, and before I leave you alone, would you like to go see the Griffins with me?
I suppose I will regret it if I say no. So, yes.
Yay! They start walking over there.
She is keeping a bit of a distance from him when she walks over, but she is walking over.
Oh, he understands that.
So you're going over to the Griffins? Katie, how would the Griffins react to two strangers?
I think as soon as people who are not in wolf form start to come forward, or is it just Davy and Zakane? Is anyone else coming over there?
Is anyone else coming over? No?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think he would kind of turn and try to give some I don't know, you know how the zookeeper gives their spiel when you walk up? It's that kind of deal of all of this clutch are quite friendly overall. Well, please be careful. They are still quite fierce. They will not attack if you do not make them feel threatened. But do not make them feel threatened, and then everything will probably be fine. I would stay away from Jap. He is a nipper, and that will it does hurt quite a lot. I have a few scars from him. Bless him, bless his little heart. Yes. If you I would recommend, if you were hoping to meet one. Orange here next to Limon is also quite nice, like Limon is. And someone else might come and see perhaps Cerise, and Arthur is a sweet boy. He would be happy. Would be happy to meet you all.
May I roll an animal handling check to go meet who's the nippy one? Jap?
Jap, yes.
Of course you can.
Thank you. Hold on. I'm rolling virtual dice today and I'm not happy about it.
Are you proficient though?
I'm not proficient, but I got +2.
Okay. What'd you get?
$18.
Okay. With an 18. Jap is little wary at first, but something about the way you connect with nature, and he just kind of senses that, and he's pretty chill with you. And he like looks like he's gonna bite at you, but then he like stops and then leans forward and kind of like sniffs at your hand, and then does the thing that cats do when they like hand on face kind of thing.
Yeah, so she's like kind of sorry, Katie, how big are these griffins?
They're all kind of a mix. None of them are bigger than around Limon. So I would say like Orange and several others, probably Jap too, are again around the same size as Syrup, like a very large dog, like a Bernese Mountain Dog or something. And some of them are a bit smaller. None of them smaller than say like a golden retriever or something.
Okay. Yeah. So she's definitely like down on her knees on the ground to be at like eye level with this griffin, and she's like scratching him behind the ears and like kind of baby talking at him in Dalish. Like this is the nicest that this person has been to anybody here. Complete 180.
Oh yes, he likes you. Very good work. He does not allow that many people to touch him like that, especially on first meeting.
I like animals. They're different from people. We don't have griffins in my clan. We don't have griffins in my clan, but we had stories about them. We called them in Varan. I liked to read about them when I was a child.
It's and not good. I am practicing. En Varan.
Close enough.
Thank you. En Varan. I will work on it. I like it. It's nice. It sounds good in the mouth. Do any Dalish clans have griffons? I was only aware that they were with the wardens.
I don't know that we ever did in recent memory. And if we did, we probably didn't have them for very long before they were taken from us, if I had to guess.
Oh, well, I am sorry if the wardens are the ones to take them from you. I enjoy working with them, and I agree with you. They are I much prefer them to people. They are much easier to understand. You approach them in the right way, and they know who you are, and they trust you. And as long as you are predictable and kind, you know what they're going to do next, for the most part.
And in my own opinion, they tend to smell better than the Shams. Pleasant company excluded, of course.
I don't know. I don't actually know what the word Shem means precisely. Does it simply mean anyone who is not Dalish? Or does it particularly mean human?
We mostly use it to mean outsiders.
Oh, I understand. So I could be called a Shem then.
Yes, that's how I would use it, but I'm sure others would disagree with me. Our clan, Tam and my clan did things not always the right way, perhaps.
Oh, so you mean, let me see if I understand.
language is used differently depending on what clan you are in. So it reminds me of if a noble in Orlais spoke to a commoner, they speak the same language, but sometimes they would misunderstand each other. Words would be used differently because their lives are different.
Right, and sometimes that misunderstanding was forced on purpose. Not in this case, but yes.
Oh, are you referring to the? I think I misunderstood. I thought you were saying there was a difference between how each clan speaks.
Yes, but I mean specifically in Orlais, the way language is used there, sometimes the misunderstanding is a purposeful misunderstanding.
Oh,
You must forgive me. I have some feelings about Orlais.
well, I can hardly blame you for that, given what many Orlesians have done. I may have grown up there, but I think of myself. Well, first and foremost, I am a girl, and second, I am warden, and Orlesian is a third. But to me, it is a place and a history, not a how you say a group that I am comme dit ça, rooting for. I simply want to take care of my friends here and do the best I can to help others, and I don't I don't know if I'm saying this right. I am sorry that people who sound like me have done terrible things. I cannot help how I sound.
Well, I appreciate that. I hope that my words did not offend you. It wasn't personal. I would that more people were like you.
Oh, that is very kind, and your words do not offend me. I am, as I say, I find Orlais fascinating, and I have enjoyed learning the history, and they do create many beautiful things. But I certainly understand. I do not. Well, I suppose I should say I do not understand many things that Orlais has done, and that's what many Orlesians do. They are very, despite being perhaps being considered one of them, I still do not find that I understand what they do.
I suppose that makes two of us then.
Well, at least you certainly understand your people and your history. Yes, I find I don't understand any of it.
Some days I'm not so sure. But we try to preserve the old ways.
Well, I am always happy to learn from others things that I do not know. It is hard to learn about the Dalish from books. It is my preferred way of learning, but unfortunately, it is well, as you can probably imagine, it's a bit difficult to find sources that are not quite shameful, I should say, about the way that they speak of people. Anytime you want to share knowledge, I would be happy to hear and to impart my own of these wonderful animals who seem to like you so much. Yes. Thank you.
She gives him a short nod and then goes back to paying attention almost completely to the griffin. The conversation definitely seemed to rankle her a little bit, quite visibly too.
I'm not even gonna bother to roll an insight because he does not. He's. I put this right. I was supposed to say he's done talking, which is just kind of, I don't know how else to put it. The conversation has ended for him, so okay, good. The conversation has ended. It seemed like it went fine. He's probably leaving her to it now that he can tell that Jap is not going to, lose it on attacker. And he's probably walking down the line and, cooing over the others and all of that. Taking care of what he needs to take care of.
Kelly, I am walking around the area, basically trying to identify emergency exits or
It's pretty open, so
any sign that would indicate whether this is a safe space for elves.
So I'm not gonna make you roll for this. There are, we'll say, 2 of the 6, including Siobhan and Hercule, wardens, are elves. One of them has Valisline. So as far as you can tell, it is safe. They're pretty neutral. As far as safety goes, it's fairly open. You've got the mountains to the back, so you've got something at your back. You don't have to worry about anything coming in from that direction. But then you've got the woods on the other side. And then the 2 buildings that they have. One of which is carved into the mountain, kind of. Or, built up against it. So it's safe enough for the wardens. Anyone else got anything you want to do?
Once he has checked everything he can check, he will, assuming he doesn't feel like anyone's about to approach them and he needs to talk to them about it, he's going to basically try to get a weapon back. Make sure he has another heavy crossbow on him. Because up till now he's only had a kind of a backup weapon.
You are able to replace your weapon.
Great.
Siobhan needs to tell Barbara,
Yes, continue your conversation with Barbara.
So we are it is assumed that this party murdered their general.
Siobhan.
But there's no
Siobhan.
possible way that could have happened.
Siobhan.
What?
Please tell me you didn't murder an Arlesian general.
No. We were getting away.
Please tell me your party members did not murder an Arlesian general.
No, from what I gather, the general was there while we were
Because there's an awful lot of Dalish here.
Yes. I was making sure that they got away.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
The boy bit someone, but like,
Which boy? The wolf one?
yes.
Ugh.
When she looks over, the wolf form is gone. I can only be in wolf form for an hour and a half.
Okay.
There's no way that we could have.
But an Orlesian general is dead and they think you're responsible.
Because we're easy.
You're easy.
I'm not, he is. Easy target.
Okay.
I think they want to make an example of free mages and frails.
So you think you've been set up?
Yes.
And you were
The
just
scary
roped
one.
into
The
that.
scary one made a good point. They probably murdered him, and we were a convenient excuse.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time wardens have taken the fall for something like this.
But we're not going to take the fall. We are going to try and find out how to indisputably prove that it was not us.
You really think they're going to believe a couple of wardens and a bunch of Dalish elves? They're Orlesian.
Is it okay if I have Hercule come back so he can jump in and say something here?
Absolutely.
Can I just say, when just real quick, when Siobhan says the scary one, Lorik is just looking around like, who's she talking about?
Which one's that?
Sorry, go ahead.
I wonder if we could, is it possible for us to investigate the matter and discover who was able to gain from this death, and if we can find some evidence. Orlesians do love a good a grand reveal of guilt.
So we should just turn you all in?
No, the true culprit.
And
I'm
you
the
think
true culprit.
you think you're gonna find the true culprits?
Well, I don't
They're
know.
cute.
It can't be that.
Honey, my sweet sunshine child. Honey, these are Orlesians. You know as well as I, if not better, they don't care who actually did it. They just want whoever's blamed for it to go down.
The little one's a prince, I think.
What?
The little one. The little one. Glasses.
Siobhan. Honey,
What?
please tell me you
Don't
didn't...
honey me. I'm at least 20 years your superior.
Honey, please tell me you did not kidnap an Orlesian prince.
No, he was on the chopping block.
Again, please tell me
For
you
being a
did...
loose mage.
He's a mage?
Yes.
Honey, what the fuck
you
have
did-
you gotten yourself into?
If you didn't want me to protect the innocent, then you shouldn't have had me take the vow.
I was not there for that. That was not up to me.
You, the royal you.
You were given to me. What the fuck?
Barbara, I know this is not ideal, but I want to just speak for Siobhan and say that none of us intended this. I do not know exactly how the rest of this group ended up in the camp, and nearly, in a noose, I suppose. But as far as I know, no one intended it, and all I have seen Siobhan do is help these people who have been, I suppose it is possible they did something they should not have to be there in the first place. I I just realized I have not asked.
Honey, that's not the problem. We're wardens. We don't give a fuck.
Well, then what is the problem, Barbara?
That you are getting us involved in politics!
We certainly did. What I was trying to say is that we did not intend to. Siobhan did not intend to get us involved in anything. I still don't quite understand how all of this happened. But it was certainly unintentional.
I certainly would like to know how all this happened. Why? How? Why did the army capture you two? You're wardens!
They don't care at this point because they are so hungry for power. I am almost fucking certain that the motivation behind killing 2 wardens was a flex of their muscles. Why else then would they also have killed their general?
So you're convinced they're the ones who did it? There's no way anyone else could have killed this guy.
Everyone in this vicinity that has been with me for the past 24 hours has been with me with my eyes on them for the last 24 hours.
And damn if I don't trust your eyes.
No, that was not a character. That was me looking up to gain information.
I was talking about what you said.
Oh.
So what are the odds that the army is going to show up at our doorstep?
Well,
are we safe here? Do we need to move?
It seems to me that it would not be to the benefit of whoever is blaming us to make a big spectacle of all of this without it getting done with quickly. The longer it goes on, the more scrutiny and the more possibility that their story falls apart. So as long as we are not found quickly, I think we may be all right. But with this person, and he's kind of pointing at whatever his name is,
Atreus.
Yeah.
Okay. You say his name, and he just like perks up, and he's like, "Me?"
He said there were small parties looking. I do not think the entire army is on the march for the camp.
So we're good
we would not
for
have
now.
come here if that was true.
I'm gonna have to write to the
intentionally set anyone in danger. This was the safest option.
Fair, but we're 6 wardens. I'm gonna have to write to.
And a fuckload of birds.
The birds are. I need more wardens. I'm gonna have to write to the commander and get us some backup.
In the interest of overall far projected continued neutrality, I think that it's important to know that anyone that is not them is an enemy. There's no neutral anymore.
I think that's a fair assumption. So
I think they need to be stopped.
Clearly, this war needs to end. But I don't think that we have any say in that.
No.
The warden commander won't allow us to get involved.
But I also don't think we should be the negotiating kind, should it come to it.
No, the warden shouldn't.
And I feel as if this might be the direction that some people think that we might want to be going. Because there are some people among our ranks who think that getting more of us is more important than doing what's morally correct.
Well, we are wardens.
And I think you and I agree on that.
Unfortunately.
So,
Do you have any idea of a plan? What you need to do? What... One of us needs to go. Eventually they're gonna track you to us.
I know.
Are you, do you mean you are, one of us needs to go to the commander? Is that what you are saying?
I'm saying either you and your friends leave and we stay, or we take the Griffins and head back to Weissopt.
And Hercule's face just falls.
Unless you want to.
I would not. I understand if it comes to that, but I do not want to be parted from them.
I know. You're honestly the best handler we have. But
Thank you.
we can't. If we want to keep them safe and make sure they get the training they need, we can't be in the same place. Not if they're coming after you guys.
Cool. Do you want to leave with them?
We might have to.
No. I'm asking you if he wants to go with you when you leave.
Siobhan, as we discussed, you would be able to be more anonymous. I am noticeable, and I do not think that I can simply blend in. If they need to go, they need to go. I don't think Limon will go, though. I don't think she will leave.
We all
Not
know
bad
she
to have
won't.
around. It's not bad to have around.
I would rather not make them leave where they have been training. I understand that it is not all my decision. There's a group of us who have to decide how to stay safe, but if I am the one making the decision, I would rather that we go somewhere else, and the Griffins are able to stay here and not have their training disrupted, and not be sent all the way back to Weissopt. I don't want them to be vulnerable on the journey.
I do have some concerns. Main one being, this does not seem like a well-suited group of people to be moving in a clump. But we have to leave. It's just what it is.
Well, at least on the bright side, if we go and they can stay, as I said, I do not think I think we simply have to lay low for a little bit. But again, they will not want to keep on railing about us forever, because then someone will start to ask questions and things will fall apart, given that, well, I may not know what they have done before, but they were with us. I don't see how they could have crept away and done a murder while we were running. So someone else must be the actual culprit, and they will not want too much scrutiny. So if we can find a place to go for a little while, it seems like the best option.
Where? That's the thing. Where do we go? This was a last resort kind of thing. This was the last thing that we could think of. And I knew that once we got here, we'd have to figure it out better, but...
Well, Siobhan, it seems to me that we have been forced into a situation that we are not able to be truly neutral as we are supposed to be. So if we are not safe with one side of a conflict, it would follow that perhaps we can find some sort of refuge with the other side of the conflict. And he kind of gestures at the elves of the party.
Well, take me. You sure as hell won't take the vent. Or... Little Prince.
Well, I can only hope that you are incorrect. If we are willing to help, as we always are, I look, he kind of turns and faces the elves specifically, faces the group and turns away from Barbara. I am not good at making speeches, but and neither am I good at fighting an army. But I am happy to help however is needed if I can. If you in exchange are willing to have some sort of safe haven for us as we hide from all of this these problems that have come upon us. I know it is not a usual thing, but I understand that well, the wardens accept anyone who will help, and I know that the Orlesians do not, but I hope that the Dalish will.
If it ends up that we're just dropping the elves off and they won't take us, then we'll figure out where the four of us non-elves go when we get there, I suppose.
Lark will look at Hercule and just, I can't speak for all the clans. I can't even truly speak for mine. But personally, as of right now, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And if you're going to help keep the Orlesians off of us and stand against them, then at least I personally, if I see that to be true, I'll vouch for you to my people if we make it to my clan.
He's gonna, oh god, I hate it when I have ideas. He's gonna go in for a handshake. Do we know what handshakes are?
Yes. You know what handshakes
I don't know if
are.
that's a thing or not.
Everyone knows what a handshake is.
Right. He like goes in for a little handshake. Like, oh, thank you. Merci. I greatly appreciate, and I am not I will not call myself a warrior, but I can do what I can to support those around me, and I appreciate your trust.
Out of character, real quick. Do we know each other's names yet? Like,
Yes, you know each other's
Like,
names. You're at
I
that
know your
point at
name.
least.
Scary one, mean one, boy, little prince.
I wasn't sure if like Hercule introduced himself.
It's up to
or-
you whether or not you listen. Because there were introductions. Vaguely.
I don't remember, so Lark. I'm just going to assume that Lark did not hear his name. So
That's fair.
she's just gonna be like, so he's shaking her hand. She's just like, yes, you can tell that she's kind of like trying to figure out what your name is.
Can he though? Can he tell? Because
That's true. Like she, that's very true. Two very awkward people just shaking hands, like. What's your name?
I
just won't be very blunt about it. What's your name?
Désolé, I am Hercule. This is Siobhan, although I think you've heard me yell her name several times.
Yes, that one I knew.
Yes. I apologize. I am not the best with names, especially names that are not ones I heard as a child, if it makes sense. I will continue to work on it and do better. Could you tell me yours again? I'm pretty sure you said it earlier, but it's escaping me.
It's Lark, like the bird.
Oh, that will help me. Yes, Lark. I remember that now. If it is like the bird.
But yes, if we have to go, 2 more knives are better than none.
Oh, I do not fight with a knife. I have one for harvesting herbs and things such as that, but I mainly only use my crossbow. I can use my rapier, but I've been told I have quite poor technique with it. I am much better with my crossbow.
That's his hands. Like, yes, I understand.
That is a social cue he does know, because he's had that happen enough to him that he knows that means you can stop now. He has got that.
Has this conversation been happening like close enough to everybody that everyone is able to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
My question is, I don't know where are all of you from the same place? Does not seem as if you all knew each other, so I assume you are not. Unless I have gravely misread the situation, but you do not seem to all be acquainted with each other.
There are many clans, and no, not all Dalish come from the same place.
I assume then that, how to say, some of you have come rather far then? I understood that Dalish clans, it is not, what to say, it is not one place that you live, but there's an area, but that is there overlap usually? I did not. What I understood was you have your own oh, ¿cómo dice? You have your own area for your people.
We have an area, yes. That's what we're fighting the Orlesians for. The damn frogs keep trying to take the whole thing, but yes, the clans meet. We have our own areas, but we meet up.
My question was simply who is closest? That I assume some of you have traveled far, and also of us trying to go there seems that would be difficult.
I'll make it easy for you. You don't have anyone to convince on our side.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I quite follow what you are saying.
We won't be going home.
Oh. All right. A lark. Do you think that we would be welcome where you come from? I don't know. There can often be rivalry between different cities in Orlais. I don't know if it is the same with the Dalish. Will other Dalish clans be welcome with your clan?
They'll welcome other elves, yes. As for you, welcome might be a generous term, but they might tolerate you at best, at least in passing. We'll see. I can't make any promises, but
that's all right. I find the same is often true for Orlais.
Warden might trump Orlesian in this case, or in your case. You're not human, so that might also work in your favor.
It is funny, you know. The accent is helpful with the Orlesians, but the Huns are more helpful with the Danish, and vice versa. The Huns are the problem with the Orlesians, and the accent is the problem with the Danish.
Funny how it works that way sometimes.
Yes. I suppose the Siobhan, you did say, we didn't know if, what did you say, the prince, would be, but he is the other, as our friend said, he is the other, Shem here, yes?
Yeah. About that. So, it can go two ways. One, he's assumed to be a deserter, which is good. Or two, it looks like we captured him. Barbara certainly thought we captured him. So, which way would get us more points, Lark? We'll go with that narrative.
And you can see, like, she's thinking. Assuming I don't know. The supposedly he's a prince, but the army didn't seem to give a fuck. If that's indicative of all of the Orlesians, then he doesn't really give us any leverage. If it's just this small portion that have run amok, and the rest of the Orlesians are interested in the prince, then it does give us some leverage to say that we can. And she'll look over at Zakane. Are you on good terms with your family? Do they write to you? Do they send you gifts?
No. I thought that we weren't supposed to do that at the circle.
Did other people in your circle get gifts or letters or packages from home?
Now that you mention it, yeah. I just thought we were not supposed to have them, but they had them. I thought they just
All
broke
right.
the rules.
Well, I don't think we can use him as a hostage.
Not a hostage. Definitely do want to kill his mother.
Can't we just put him in a warden outfit and have him stay with Siobhan and I?
That would probably be the better idea, and she looks at Zakane. Do not mention that you are Orlesian royalty.
Remember when we did that exercise this morning where you told me that my hat was large and I was not wearing a hat? Where I was teaching you how to lie? Yes. It's go time. Oh no.
If Zakane, I do remember that name.
It's a weird one, so
Yeah. If anyone asks where you're from, it's just the Kirkwall Circle. Nothing else matters. You are an escaped mage. Can you do that?
Yes.
He could just pretend that he can't talk, and then there's no accent and no lying to be had.
Ooh. They do something to them, don't they? Yes. How do we fake that?
You could try hitting him over the head very hard.
No, they do something to their head. They make people tranquil. Yes,
But they can
just leave a scar.
But do we not just have him pretend to be a quiet sort of person?
Can you be a quiet sort of person?
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I was just thinking like mute.
Deaf mute. Well, then why would he be a warden?
Zakane, are you
Not
capable of being a quiet person?
I can try.
He has magic. Of course he could be a warden. You always need wardens who have magic.
No, if he is deaf mute.
I think
Say deaf.
I think
It's usually both.
it's too easy. It's unless we're going to like give him a potion that knocks out his voice. I think just putting him in warden armor for now and just trying to keep him as quiet as possible. Like, you can't play him off as mute. I hate to say it, and I mean,
I heard a story about
Yeah.
a magic locket that can take your voice.
they're not smart enough.
Vikin, would you be interested in just becoming a warden?
He'd be taken care of.
Oh,
You'd have somewhere to go after this.
What does
You'd
it
stay with us.
entail?
You would agree to spend your life fighting Darkspawn and protecting others.
Life of service.
Yes.
Being free to use your magic however you want.
Yes, so you would not have to return to the circle. You would stay with us.
Well, I am supposed to, after my mother, I'm supposed to be the next king. Does that affect being a warden?
Didn't you say you had a twin?
Yes, my younger twin.
You have a twin? This is very complicated.
Is Xavier? Hold on. Xavier, yes, Xavier.
Will Lorelaine make a major king?
I mean, do you want to be king? It sounds like a terrible job to be king of Orlais. You would have to constantly be watching your back and dealing with all of the antics of the nobles. Yes, there are beautiful parties, I suppose, but it does not seem worth it for the constant fear of a knife in your back.
I would gladly take a knife from my back for men who in relations with the Dalish.
Oh, that is quite noble of you, but I think you might underestimate what. Well, perhaps I am being cynical, but I think you might be overestimating what one person can do, even a king. But I understand that, that you feel like this is something you have to do to stay safe. I merely thought I should mention that it would solve this entire problem. But if you have a plan for your life that does not involve fighting Darkspawn, then I understand. It gives you a purpose. But if you already have a purpose, then perhaps not.
I mean, I don't see why I cannot do both. I can.
He just turns and looks at Siobhan like, oh. As far as I know, there has Siobhan, correct me. Actually, DM, correct me if I'm wrong, because he would know. I mean, I can roll history for you if you want, but I've got a +5 in history, especially Orlesian history, he would know. Has there ever been any kind of warden involvement in Orlesian royalty?
As far as I'm aware, no.
Okay.
Basically, wardens and Orlesians helped with the Second Blight, and that's as much as I know.
Okay. As far as I am aware, there has never been any sort of ruler or a member of the nobility, like a second in command or something, who has been a warden before. It's rather, I don't know, all-consuming. It is your duty, and I do not see how you could be in Orlais hosting a masquerade while also being in a cave fighting Darkspawn. It's sort of the opposite of each other.
You don't have to join the wardens just to get to my clan. Wearing the armor is at least as a disguise for the time being until hopefully we can trust you. She's gonna turn to look at the vent and just be like,
Yes.
You're a problem. You're a problem.
You are not the first person to tell me that.
God.
But didn't you say that this one is good at lying? Oh no, you said he was bad at lying.
Yes.
He says he's good at lying.
I don't understand why you all think I'm bad at lying. I am Tevinter nobility, thank you very much. I was raised being taught how to lie.
You're raised to be charming, but not sincere.
Well, my question, not to be rude to
That's
you,
half Tevinter.
why would he be coming with us in the first place? He is not being hunted, yes?
No, but I did help you escape.
Wait, yes, we appreciate that. And if you require some sort of favor, or I don't know if we have any petty cash, but perhaps some payment. But
I don't need payment. I'm divinity nobility.
It's more the problem of he knows where we intend to go, and you can't leave a loose end.
I mean, his map was not that good. Could he really be following you where you go?
The wardens are less likely to spill the beans. Event, I'd rather keep him within.
He's easier to make everyone believe that we took him hostage.
There's that.
Do you want to go in handcuffs?
I am sorry, I am very confused about why he would want to go in handcuffs.
Lark,
why do you want him to come with us in the first place?
Lark once again pats Hercule on the hand when he says, why did he want to go in handcuffs?
We'll have that conversation when you're older.
I am really trying to say that I do not understand why he wants to come with us. We are all in danger. Would you not want to not be near us?
Does it look like he has abundance of options? He was living in that house by himself, like a rat.
Could go back.
Well,
I'm
not
sure
everyone
that
minds living like that, Siobhan. I know we are different, but
Because he wants something from us.
A sword.
well, I suppose that is the true question here. What is it that you want from us?
He wants that sword. He wants information on that sword.
Oh,
And
I
what
am
can you
sorry.
give
I
us
did
in
not pay much
exchange?
attention to that. Is some sort of relic? What is important about this sword that makes it worth all the danger?
Callie, would I know what the sword is?
You probably would.
Okay.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot on the sword right now, based on the wikis. But, basically it was stolen along with his armor from Valroyo when the
Yes.
elves ransacked
Yes.
the city. And that's
Yes.
about all I know.
That's
So,
about as much as I remember too.
yeah, so that's like all the lore in the wiki. So everything else is up to me.
As it should be, DM. As it
Thank
should
you.
be.
Thank you.
I know a few things about the sword. It was my great-grandfather's. It was stolen a while ago, along with a few other things. But I'm not sure what would make it so special that it needs to be found.
Are you telling me that this is all about money? I mean, that explains why it would be valuable, because it is a relic of the past of Orlais, and Orlais loves its history, especially its royal history. Are you telling me that you are willing to go with people who are wanted for the murder of a general simply because a valuable artifact may be at the end of this stupid adventure?
Hold on.
That was directed at the vent, by the way, if you didn't know.
Is it magical at all?
My text, for some whatever reason, just recorded you saying, "Is it magical at all?" And I didn't even hit the button. What are you asking is magical?
Sword.
No one knows.
It might be in the best interest of Thedas if those people didn't get their hands on a mystical, magical, ancient object. So what I'm assuming is he's trying to find it for Fredo. Am I right? Tell the truth or not, I'm gonna know either way.
That's because she's a mother.
We're asking, because you're asking what's his fucking name?
Reyes?
Atreus.
Yeah. That's what she's asking, Callie.
Repeat the question
I'm
one
trying
more
to get
time.
answers out of him.
One more time, repeat the question.
Is he
My
in
attention is in so many places.
Okay, Hercule was kind of getting on him for, are you really doing this all for money? And then Siobhan was asking, like, is it magical or something? Why would we bring it back right now?
Well, of course it is important to dip into history, but perhaps it would help maybe end the war? I don't think... The elves took it, but they haven't used it. I'm not sure if they know its potential.
Wait, was your plan to just wander around until you found a random clan and ask them what they know and then move on to the next? Or do you think we all have some mystical magical information on this mystical magical sword? Like it's just travels from Dalish brain to Dalish brain, or...
Oh, well, how could we? How could we have
look,
that magical, mystical information?
I don't know
when we don't know
which...
its true potential?
I don't know which clan took it. I just know it was taken when the elves ransacked Valroyo. That's all I know.
Is it possible that perhaps, given Orlay's history, that it was an elven artifact to begin with?
In this case, no. I do know of elven artifacts that they do have, and that were retrieved from Valroyo at the same time as this particular sword. But this sword, I can assure you, is ancient Tavine. It is the only thing that is of interest to me.
And if we find out that there's something nefarious going on, we kill him.
Exactly.
Well, Siobhan.
I suppose.
No, I think that's a great plan.
Yeah.
I agree.
I am concerned that plan edges on murder.
Yes, killing tends to edge on murder.
It's one person.
Did you
It's
miss
harming
the part that I
the
bit
rest
someone's
of
head
us.
off?
There's a lot going
I'm
on
so
right
sorry.
now.
I tickled myself with the way murder sounds in a French accent.
If
I
one
didn't hear
person is a
anything anyone
threat,
said right after that. I'm so sorry.
if one person is a threat to a larger group of people, what do we do?
But yes, if he pulls a weapon and tries to attack someone, obviously, then it is not. I don't have a problem with that, of course. But it sounded more like if he annoys us, then we just do away with him.
No, he's been annoying this whole time. Realistically.
Yes, I'm very annoying.
Listen to him. He's right.
Can you be not as annoying? When
I don't think he has it in him.
I've tried really hard, but most people still find me to be vastly annoying.
Not speaking usually helps with that.
I've tried that as
don't
well,
think
but
he
it
has it
hasn't
in him.
helped.
Don't believe her. Everyone annoys Stavi.
When we get to my clan, eventually, maybe don't lead with the fact that you're looking for an artifact. Maybe just hold on to that nugget of information for a little while until we get to know you and decide, not to kill you outright. Can you do that?
I can try.
Can you try?
I can try.
Okay. I suppose we could put him in some warden armor as well, if we're gonna disguise the humans as wardens.
They
think maybe everyone going out in armor might be the best course of action.
Well, I'm fine.
Yes, you were fine. I mean, unless you... It's free, if you want it.
No, because then someone might get ideas about me actually being a warden.
It's true.
And
Hercule would lean over to Siobhan. He's gonna whisper, so if you want to roll for whether you can hear it or not, you can, but I don't think it would be a hard roll. He's not good at it. I don't mind helping the king and helping him become pass as a warden, but I'm not going to be the one helping this other one.
Why?
Why? Because he does not have as good of intentions as the king does. The king merely wants to be free from his circle. This one wants to find an ancient artifact for no particular reason, it seems. I do not understand. I do not have any sympathy.
Real question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever played chess?
Yes.
I think that sword is a chess piece.
Oy.
In the
I'm
grand
not saying we can't bring him. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to spend my time helping that one figure out how to pretend to be a warden. You can be in charge of that one.
We could also just hit him over the head. Grab the cart. Put him in the cart.
The fact that I'm considering it, I think, tells you a lot.
Also, multiple people threatened his life. So, I do think that he'll be quiet. He's actually not the one I'm worried about. The little one doesn't know how to have a conversation. If we get stopped, we're fucked.
At least he... Fine. You're not wrong. At least he's trying to do the right thing.
Also, how hard is it to pretend to be a warden? I'm a warden.
But I don't
Not
know. I'm
very
not good at pretending to
stately.
be any.
Exactly.
I'm just
Get them in
saying,
armor,
you
get
have to
them
be
out.
in charge of that one.
Alright. We have a third option. If you don't want to go in armor, we hit you in the head really hard with a stick. This stick, we put you in the cart, we put blankets over you.
And you're saying that to a Trius?
The group, yeah.
I don't think Callie heard you.
I did not hear
Oh.
you.
Alright. 3 options for the vent.
For the vent. That's me.
Warden armor. Pose as hostage. I hit you very hard in the back of the head. I put a blanket over you and I put you in a cart.
Well, I don't like that one.
Alright, you got 2 options.
I have 2 options. I think I prefer the first one. That seems the less, violent.
Where's your spirit of adventure?
Into winter.
Fine, I'll put you in the armor. You are to be composed.
I can be composed.
You are to be quiet.
I can be quiet.
Mm,
I've been quiet throughout this entire thing. I have been. Don't give me that look.
Can I roll insight?
On who?
On this conversation, that little look.
The look between them or on him specifically?
The look you just made to flirt.
What are you trying to discern?
I'm trying for him to pick up on the fact that something happened.
Okay.
He doesn't know
You can roll.
Just
insight.
wants to know y'all banged.
You can roll to find out if we banged.
I mean, I rolled well on tonight.
What'd you get?
That's a dirty 20.
Okay, so you see the look between Atreus and Siobhan, and you're like, wait a minute. Wait, did you two? No. You figure out that they banged.
Siobhan, are you kidding me?
Am I kidding what? What am I kidding about?
That is disgusting. Oh, I can't even look at you right now. I'm going to go get the armor for them.
I don't know why you're upset with me.
He walks away. He's walking to get the armor for them.
For the record, does anyone else, like, know that they banged?
I don't think Lark cares.
I'm gonna say that Siobhan's an adult and it's her business.
I heard the noises.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, but you also sleep like a fucking rock.
Yeah, but I went to bed late.
I had really
Okay.
weird dreams.
Yeah, Tim knows. That's why he was waggling his eyebrow.
Doggy
I love
knows because she has eyes.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so now that Hercule knows that they banged,
I was very upset with Siobhan.
he's very upset.
Like finding out that your parents kiss.
He's angry. So Hercule walks away in
To
exasperation.
get the armor. He said he was going to get the armor for their...
Sure, that's why he walks away. So Atreus turns to Siobhan and he's like, so what's the plan? I'm pretending to be...
A warden. A new one.
I can do that. Pretending to be a new one will be easy.
Yes, you
I
know
excelled
about
in my
as I
theater
do.
classes as a child.
And I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Your what classes?
My theater classes as a child, I excelled.
Oh, I am sure you do.
I was cast in many professional productions as a child. It was quite good. Standing ovations.
Well, this is the big time.
Oh, I know. This is life or death. The stakes have never been higher.
I'm having such a moment of clarity right now.
No regrets.
So, you're in training,
Yes.
so you're going to be listening really carefully.
Always, yes. You are my
And-
commander.
And you're not going to let on anything about your other life, the real one.
Absolutely not. I am a warden. I am not from Minrathis. I'm a Grey Warden.
And if anyone asks, where were you from before this?
Kirkwall. I feel like that's the
You're
answer
gonna have to
everyone
talk-
gives.
You're gonna have to talk to the little one, because that one's actually from Kirkwall, and you need to make sure that everything is consistent.
Wait, which
None of
one's
you
from
ever
Kirk-
lied to authority.
Which one's from Kirkwall?
The circle.
Oh, the little one.
It's not as if he's been outside a lot, but
I got it. Yes.
consistency is important.
Consistency, yes.
Direct answers, preferably as much
Direct
yes
answers,
or no
yes.
as possible.
Yes.
Do not speak unless you're spoken to
Of course.
outside of this group.
Of course.
You know nothing about archaeology.
I know nothing. I am a complete and utter dumbass.
What if we got you from a circle?
You did not.
What if we got your character from a circle?
Sure.
Pairing you two up. Very consistent.
Yes. Consistency, yes. I see where you're going.
I could kill you right now.
You won't, though.
I won't, so
You won't.
I'm thinking about it.
No, you're
Okay.
not.
We laid the ground rules. I
Yes.
think we can get away with this.
I absolutely believe we can get away with this.
Or we kill you.
You won't kill me.
Dear
You might not, but I will.
Stop!
It's 50-50 that all the humans will die. Let's just go there.
To be fair, there's 3.
But it's a plan.
Is the plan. I am very much prepared to take on this role as pseudo-warden. And you will be my commander, Siobhan.
This means you're gonna not say anything for the next 48 hours.
I will shut my fucking mouth.
Thank you, that's all I wanted. Alright, we're ready to go, yes?
I think we're ready to go. Onward, Commander.
This will be so easy to do in your sleep.
Not as easy as you think. Alright, we will end there. This has gone a lot longer than I thought it would, but it was fun. So, fun time, y'all. We kind of have an idea of what we're doing. We will come back in 2 weeks on Friday. Let me pull up my calendar. If it'll load, the 7th for session 3.